Just to even touch these rocks sometimes is an amazing experience, to recognize how many thousands, maybe millions of years it took to shape them. And as a climber, you see a puzzle of holes. To me, it's like an art, way to express yourself through common sense and good judgment, harmonizing your abilities, mind and body, recognizing how fragile we really are.
Been climbing since I was about 4.5 years old. Knew that I wanted to rise up and climb above the ground and see what I could see from the top of a tree. Tried to climb a tree a day, but at least a couple trees a week, and kind of leave the terrestrial planet and climb to the top. For trees are the transmitters of consciousness and perspective. From the top of a tree, you can look down on the workings of life that you're normally walking around a part of, and gain some perspective about how things work. Mainly I like to climb trees, some mountains, but something about trees, something about the connection of climbing something alive that is ancient and wise and is totally in a cycle with you as you're climbing it. You can breathe in as the tree breathes out and vice versa. When I climb a tree, it's one of those times where I can be fully present, can fully tap in and connect, and you get to the top and it's a place of acknowledgement, a place to acknowledge yourself and the tree you're climbing and just the rest of the world around you and your place in it. What makes you want to keep doing it once you tap into that and grow in understanding, and the more you take time to sit and just be with a tree. If I don't climb for 3 or 4 days, my relationship with gravity starts to wane and feel myself looking towards the treetops with a longing eye. I definitely feel like it's time to step out of the pathways I walk and look at it from the eye in the sky for a little while and kind of come back to some perspective and think about. I definitely consider climbing a form of meditation. It's my form of meditation. When I get to a place where I can just sit and look out over the landscape. Climbing is one of those times where you just connect totally with yourself, and all the other stuff that's going on in life doesn't matter. It's just you and the tree, and you got to problem solve as you go and just figure out your next move, where you're gonna put your hand next, where you're gonna put your foot, how you're gonna get up. It's one of those times where you're putting your entire trust, your life, in the tree you're climbing, and also totally trusting yourself to, not mess up, not slip. And you gotta let go of all those other fears that a lot of people are influenced to the point where they don't want to climb and just rise above it. I try to keep my feet on the ground as long as my head is in the clouds, but they seem to leave the ground quite often. I am a land walker, but I prefer to spend a good amount of time in the trees, for it's where we came from. If you want to start climbing, just start small and just go with the flow. Trust yourself, your instincts. Check in with yourself, be prepared, and stay calm no matter what happens. And just know that you can do it. There's great understanding that can be found from the top of a tree, both about the world and about yourself.
I've been climbing for about 3 years. My dad got into climbing and he wanted me to climb. I said yes to him, and so this is how my climb started. I was like 6 or 7. I often climb like sometimes 5 days a week. I like to climb to enjoy the endurance, the beauty, the power, all the yelling, and all the scariness that you get. When you're in an overhang route and you jump up to the other rock, and your legs swing and swing, and then you look yourself down and you get all scared. I like my legs to just wivel around like the wind. If it's raining, I get all mad, but when I go to the gym and climb, it makes me feel better. Climbing's a fun sport, and I'll die if there was no climbing existed.
I've been climbing for about 10 months now, I think. I don't know, I just got sort of addicted to it really quickly. I'm kind of like physically limited to climbing 5 days a week. If I could, I'd probably find time to climb every day of the week. I grew up in such a flat town. Maybe it's because I had such limited exposure to heights or anything to climb. There's nothing but trees. I used to climb on those all the time as a kid. When I got the chance to climb on like rocks, even if they were plastic, it still seemed like a really fun thing to do. I mean, so I've always been kind of afraid of heights, but I still like to climb things. So it's like this strange paradox of just like finding something where I think, you know, maybe that's too high to climb, or maybe it's not such a good idea to get on that. Why not try? And magically, like you find some sort of challenge in it. It's safer than fishing. I think there was something like 600 people died fishing last year, and I think 10 people worldwide died climbing. So if anybody says, you know, let's go fishing, tell them no, I'd rather go climb on something because it's safer.